Well, simply put, just want to impart a little bit of wisdom on you guys today. Yoda, go ahead on and like, share, subscribe to my channel. Leave any comments in the comment section below. Your comments will be greatly appreciated. Today, I want to talk about who is the prize. A lot of times we have these situations where modern women in general, we're trying to figure out who's more valuable, who's the prize in the relationship, and you hear a whole lot of people talking about, we talk about what do you bring to the table, and when you talk to modern women, the first thing they say is they are the prize, they are the table. It's a man's privilege to be with them, and like they're special, and they're above everybody else, and above men and this and that. But I kind of want to talk about things kind of from just a general perspective. And a lot of times modern women and just normal women don't think about certain things, when it comes to relationships, and when it comes to marriage, when it comes to finding a mate, finding someone you're compatible with. The first thing that a lot of times women kind of gloss over, which is kind of like the most basic thing, is that there are more women than men. Like, simply, there are just more women than there are men, and there are more women out here. And I feel like, and maybe I'll do a video on that, but I feel like it's like that for a reason. There's a reason that it's like that. There are just simply more women out there than there are men. So if all the men get a woman and get married, or get in a relationship, or cling to one woman, there will be a lot of women without anyone. Okay, so that's kind of like the first thing. Another thing that sometimes people don't think about, they kind of gloss over this second point, is the population of men who are in prison. Now, there are more men in prison than there are women in prison for various reasons. And I'm sure we can, kind of look at men as being the more aggressive of humans, or men maybe doing things to try to survive. Another thing that we could think about is men being accused of things, will be accused of things quicker than a woman. That's a lot of that stuff kind of goes on in a lot of things in modern society, is women accusing men of doing things, and they get sent to prison without really being like a fair deal. A lot of times men will get accused of things before a woman will get accused of something. So there are more men in prison than there are women. And I kind of looked it up there. 10% of the population that is incarcerated is women. So only 10% of the population is women in prison. So out of that population. Another thing is the LGBTQ community. I really, that's whole nother topic, whole nother issue, whole nother thing. But in modern society, that's becoming like a kind of a norm thing, or a big thing. And I have my ideas on that. I have my thoughts on that. But I'm just talking about numbers. So there are men who are preferring other men. So you got the fact that there are less men than women. You got the men that are in prison, and then you got men who are not preferring to be with women. Okay, then you kind of go down the line as far as, you know, our society, modern society. You got men who, because of the way things are in our society, you got men who are kind of shying away from relationships. They're kind of shying away, maybe they, I always say they were good guys and they were trying to be good people, and they were trying to be in a relationship, and the relationship didn't work. The lady kind of played them out. And a lot of times what guys do, we want to fix situations. We want to fix things. So we may be in a situation where we were, into that female, into that woman, and we were being nice and being kind and doing the things that we thought that woman would like. And she turns around, goes with a guy who's nothing like that. She goes with a guy who's treating her bad, doesn't do anything for her. And then what that guy does, sometimes that guy turns around, he say, okay, I'm going to be like this. I'm not going to really be in a relationship. I'm going to, run women. I'm going to do my thing. That kind of cuts down on the men who want to be in relationships as well. And also the divorce rates and the marriage laws and stuff like that. Getting married for a man who kind of has his stuff together, it kind of could be a bad situation if you choose the wrong woman, or the woman feels like, okay, I don't want to be married anymore, or because once you get married, it kind of the laws kind of put things kind of in her power. If you don't have a prenup, or you don't have things kind of set up, you're put kind of at a disadvantage. And then she can kind of say, okay, I'm not happy and I want to get a divorce, and she can get your assets and get your money and take your kids away and all this other stuff. So all of this stuff plays into, the topic that we're talking about. We're talking about who is more valuable, who is the prize. Now I do feel like a good woman is valuable, because you got a lot of women out here, they have these high expectations. I always talk about the modern woman. They want a guy who's a certain height. They want a guy also to be traditional. They want him to protect, they want him to protect them. They want him to make a certain amount of money. And a lot of times women, they're kind of, and that kind of goes into this topic. Women are sometimes delusional and don't think about these other things. And you have all these things kind of going against you. There are more women, period. You got more men in prison. You got some men who like men. You got other men who are kind of checked out. You got other men who, they don't want to get in a divorce situation. They don't want to get swindled. And then you got women out here who still are pushing for these, high expectations. And they're kind of delusional about things. You got regular guys out here, and the average salary of a regular person is around, like $40,000 to $50,000 a year, like a regular salary. You ask a woman, how much should a man make? And she'll say 10 times that. She'll say, I want this man to make $150,000. I want this man to make $200,000, when the average is around 50. So you can see kind of like the delusion and the unaccountability of really what's going on, like in today's society. So let's say you do have a man who is your ideal man. We went through all of these different things, and then she has high expectations for those men who are left. He got to make this amount of money. He gotta be this height. He got to do this. He got to do that. And then you turn around like and ask the woman like, what do you do? What do you bring to this situation? And then a lot of times she turns around and she says, I am the table and I don't have to do anything. But that man like that, who would be the prize? Who is the prize? That man would be a prize. But you get a lot of women out here, they don't think about these things. And you get a lot of women who get with normal guys or regular guys who are good men. They do what they supposed to do. They haven't been incarcerated. They don't have a bunch of kids all over the place. They have a good heart. They're just good people. They want to be in relationship. They want to be traditional. They want to protect their women. I say that's a prize in itself. That is a prize in itself. But then you get women who get with those regular guys and they feel like that I can just find another guy like that. And a lot of times what they do, especially in a marriage, you have a man who's doing all he can for you. He may not be perfect, but he's doing all these different things for you. And then you divorce him because he doesn't do what you say, when you say, how you say it. And then how does that normally turn out? She normally goes back out there. And now there are always going to be men who want to sleep with you. You can find that. You can find that all day long. But are you going to find a man that's going to do those things that your husband was doing? Are you going to find a man who's good to you and who treats you right and who protects you and who cares about you and thinks about you and works hard? Are you going to find those type of guys? And a lot of times women are kind of delusional and they say, okay, I'll on to the next. I'll just find another one. I'll just find another one. And they're the ones having a hard time. And then they turn around, they get older, their value kind of goes down, and they turn around, where are the good men at? You had your chance with good men. It's not so many men out here, period. It's not so many good men out here, period. And then you have the luxury of finding one and you don't appreciate that guy. So who is the prize? Like who really is the prize? And I do say a good woman who does what she's supposed to do and who is modest and who has good character and who is helpful and who is just an all around good person, doesn't care about superficial things. That's a prize to me. I feel like that will be a prize, a person that takes care of themselves. But who is the prize? Just want to impart a little bit of wisdom on you guys today. Yoda. Go ahead on and like, share, subscribe to my channel. Leave any comments in the comment section below. Your comments will be greatly appreciated. Tell me what you think about this topic. And like I always say, love you guys millions, and I'll talk to you later. Club.